In this video, what we're going to be doing is giving ourselves a health bar so that we can see how much health our character has left. Before we get started with that though, I did make one mistake in the last video that I didn't catch until I did the testing for this video. So go into first person BP, blueprints, and first person character or BP player, and we'll fix that first. So in our first person character or BP player blueprint, way at the end of event begin play, we're doing this. For some reason the code doesn't reach this part, so we actually want to put this at the beginning of event begin play just to guarantee it gets there every time. So alt click that white arrow to break the connection, drag this over here to the beginning, we'll drag this out some, connect event begin play to set health, and then set health to branch. That will fix our error. An error that you didn't know about and I didn't know about until, like I said, I did the testing for this video. So we can close out of that now and get to actually making our health bar. Right click, and instead of going up to blueprint class this time, we're going to go all the way to the bottom down to user interface, and we'll click on widget blueprint at the bottom of the submenu. We'll name it BP_UI, just like we did for our AI, except this time it's UI. So double click on BP UI and it should take you to this screen. This is where we will be creating our UI elements. This game is going to have two. Today we'll be making the first one, which is the health bar. The other one is going to be a score counter. So let's make this health bar. Drag in a progress bar. Doesn't really matter where you put it because the first thing we're going to do is center it. Click on anchors and set your anchor to top center, and then click the yellow arrows next to position X and position Y. That will center your object, kind of. If I zoom in here, you can see it centers the top left corner of your health bar. That's not what we want. We don't want this corner centered. We want the center centered. So to do that, all you do is change the alignment's X to 0.5. And now our health bar is completely centered within our canvas. However, it's very, very tiny. To change that, you can click on it and just drag to resize. Or you can just increase size X to make it longer and increase size Y to make it thicker. I'm going to leave size Y as it is and set size X to 1600. Also, I'm going to increase position Y just to drag it off the top of the screen a little bit. Gonna set that to 75. So that's our health bar, but it doesn't actually work yet. To make it work, we need to set how much of our progress bar, our health bar, is filled up. So to do that, we go down, down, down to progress. Where it says %, click bind and click create binding. The amount of our progress bar that we want to be full is going to be the same as our player's health percentage, which luckily in the last video we made a function to figure out what that percentage is. So the first thing we need to do is get a reference to our player. So right click, type get player controller, and make sure that the index is set to 0. Drag off of the blue here and type get controlled pawn. Drag off of that blue and type cast to first person character or BP player, whichever one you have. So this is the controller that we're using to control the player. Not the joystick, the controller. This block is an actual reference to our player, but it doesn't reference our player as a first-person character or a BP player. It references our character as an object, which means we can't get access to our health, let alone our health percentage. So to change that, we cast it to a first-person character. So we'll connect get percent zero's white arrow to cast a first-person character's white arrow. Then we will drag off of the blue here where it says as first-person character and just type in health percent. Connect white to white and green to green. Click compile, and you'll get a little note down here that's basically warning you that if this happens, which it won't, then nothing will happen. Just to make sure that you're okay with that. And we are. So I'm going to test this. You won't see this in game yet. I'll show you how to put it in game after we've made our score counter as well. But I'm going to test this by putting it in game and showing you how it works. Alright, so here we are testing the health bar, and there it is at the top. You can see it. And you can see that every time I take a hit, the health bar decreases. And once the health bar runs out, where are they? There he is. Once the health bar runs out, I just die. So our health bar is working perfectly. Like I said, you won't see it in the game yet. I'll show you how to do that after we create the score counter. In the next video, we will be setting up a scoring system. And in the following video, we'll be setting up the score counter and throwing the UI into the game. At which point, we'll basically be done. The only thing you'll have to do is create your own level. So yeah, we're just about done with this game. See you next time.